Hello, my name is Katherine Troutman. Did you know millions of animals are being treated inhumanely, caged up for days in agony, and dying due to chemical and drug animal testing? I'm going to inform you on the injustice happening in labs across the world to animals every day that causes minor, severe, and fatal results. According to the Humane Society International, more than 100 million animals are killed each year in laboratories around the world. Animal testing is an experimental process that starts with the animal being placed in physical restraints to administer the drug, chemical, or whatever is being tested. The animal is then locked up in a cage for a certain period of time to be monitored and to find out the results of the testing. I wasn't aware of the devastating and disturbing process that animals go through in testing. If the testing was being performed on a human, they would have a say in whether they wanted to be experimented on or not, whereas the animal doesn't have a choice. The inhumane treatment of animals being left in cages to be in sadness and pain should not be permitted. Animals in testing could be in happy homes, but they don't get a choice on whether they're tested on with harmful, maybe fatal chemicals. Claire Andre and Manuel Velasquez point out, if it is wrong to inflict pain on a human being, it is just as wrong to inflict pain on an animal. Moreover, it is argued, the lives of all creatures, great and small, have value and are worthy of respect. This right to be treated with respect does not depend on the ability to reason. Animals are living creatures. They are aware of pain, suffering, and sadness. For this reason, I believe animals deserve the respect that humans get when it comes to causing pain and suffering on a living being. My next example is the levels of suffering in testing range from minor to severe. Some examples of inhumane treatment involved in animal testing that the Humane Society International mentions are food and water deprivation, prolonged periods of physical restraint, and ear notching and tail clipping for identification. Although these methods can be considered minor, they still cause a great deal of pain and suffering on the animal. Several more injustices from the animal testing the HSI mentions is exposure to drugs, chemicals, or infectious diseases at levels that cause illness, pain and distress, or death. These levels of testing cause more than pain, and they come with serious consequences. Several of the highest levels of dangerous and inhumane testing methods the HSI mentions are behavioral experiments designed to cause distress, like electric shock or forced swimming. Additional types of testing include manipulations to create animal models of human diseases ranging from cancer to stroke to depression, and animals are killed by carbon dioxide, asphyxiation, neck breaking, decapitation, or other means. Keeping these points in mind, animal testing produces uncertain results. Monica Ingbertson, U.S. campaign manager, states, studies comparing hundreds of instances of accidental human eye exposure to assorted household products with Dre's rabbit eye tested data for the same products have found little or no predictive value for the rabbit test. Likely reasons for the lack of correlation is that the structure of the human eye and the rabbit eye are quite different. The accuracy in animal testing cannot be trusted. There are vast differences between the way humans and animals react to and are immune to chemicals. I believe it's not a good option because of the risk involved in harming humans because of the possibility of errors. Now, let's consider. There should be an alternative to animal testing that doesn't involve testing on humans or animals. Besides the fact that animals should not be abused in this way, I believe there should be a more relevant alternative. Humane Society International discusses an alternative. If lack of human relevance is the fatal flaw of animal models, then a switch to human relevant research tools is the logic solution. The National Research Council in the United States has expressed its vision of a not-so-distant future in which virtually all routine toxicity testing would be conducted in human cells or cell lines. And science leaders around the world have echoed this view. Animals are locked up, deprived of nutrition, exposed to suffering from chemical reactions, and through all of this, they are scared and alone. Some reasons animal testing should not be allowed include the inhumane treatment that animals receive in testing, the inaccuracy of testing on animals, which seems too high to trust when the lives of humans are at stake. Since the methods that are taken in testing are so harmful, I don't think they should be inflicted on any creature. If humans and animals shouldn't be tested on, then an alternative action should be taken. Is it worth the cruel treatment of animals with uncertain or inconsistent results from testing when there could be an alternative to lead to the same result?